This is my first video kind of introducing our son. I'm about 3 weeks postpartum and this is our third baby. We have 2 little girls, and so excited to share more about how the transition has been going and details postpartum and a little bit of our birth story. But I'm excited to vlog a little bit. I've been a little leery to vlog because our days look so similar right now. My husband is on paternity leave, and so we've just been hanging out, soaking up all the family time. And I feel like as I've had more children that I just want to soak up this newborn stage so much, and I just realize how fast it goes, and I'm just trying to soak up every minute of it and enjoy it so much, and all the contact naps and just the sweetness of this stage. We're just very, very grateful. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not entirely sure what it's gonna look like. My husband and 2 little girls are running an errand for me. We had a little outing to the craft store this morning, and I got the wrong sizing for something I got for the scrapbook. And so they were taking that back for me, and I thought it would be a good time and a quiet time to chit chat for a little bit. I mentioned this in a previous video, but I've been a little intimidated to start scrapbooking, but I'm done being intimidated. I'm ready to jump in. So I thought it would be really fun to do like scrapbook baby books for my children. So I think I'm just gonna go back and do all of them at the same time frame, if that makes sense. So we will see how that goes, but I think the scrapbook will be really special for them, but also kind of a hobby for me too. So my intention is to start with the baby like scrapbook, but I also thought it would be fun if I did a yearly scrapbook too, just to kind of capture some of our moments throughout the year, because I have so many pictures and videos on my phone. It's pretty ridiculous how many pictures I have. But I don't want them to just stay on my phone. So here's what we were working with. I got some cardstock paper. This is one of the decisions that took me the longest in the craft store was finding out what colors I wanted to go with. So I went with these. I thought this was kind of a good mix. I also grabbed these 3 really pretty prints. I couldn't find a book of printed paper that I liked, so I might just order those. The butterflies would be so pretty for Liliana, and then the sunflowers for Livy, and then this like green print for Noah. So I'm very excited about that. I thought that was gonna be really, I thought that would be really cute. I got some polyfill for the scrapbook. I'm gonna layer that on top of the binder and then put the fabric over it, hoping that's gonna thicken it a little bit. And then I got the binders, a pack of 4 from Amazon, which were a really good deal. And like I said, I think that'd be so nice for the scrapbook. Some glue tape, a little like edge cutter, I guess you could say. I have a paper cutter already, but I thought that would be fun to do with either the paper or photos. Fun scissors that would make the edges kind of fun and different. And so that is what we were starting with for our scrapbook supplies. I know there are a couple other things that I need, but I think this is a good place to start. The transition from 2 to 3 has been amazing. I'm so incredibly grateful for that. And yeah, we're just all so in love with our sweet little boy. So he's been absolutely precious. He's a very calm, laid back baby. And our first was very calm and laid back. Our second had colic, and he's been very calm. So that just makes me even more grateful for how things have been going with him, and just getting to soak up all of the precious newborn time. So I'll get into some of our birth story and more postpartum stuff later in this video. One of my absolute favorite postpartum things has been this little diaper postpartum cart. I shared the layout of it and everything in my nesting video as well, but I kind of move things around as we've been postpartum, and so I kind of want to run through it, but I've restocked it so many times and highly recommend making one of these. It was my first time making one this pregnancy postpartum experience, so I highly recommend. I can't believe I hadn't made this in the past, but it's been so helpful. So up here we have diapers, a nose Frida, which I haven't opened yet. We have some lotion in here. We have some little like teether, rattles, as well as some passies, which he hasn't been taking a passy, so that's why I kind of have these over it. We're not using those at the moment. I have some reusable like changing pads, burp cloths, his little brush, a digital thermometer, a hair clip, which is a must, and I have some chapstick in here. I have some onesies that he's currently fitting in and that are just really easy to grab. I have some in his drawer too. I have some reusable and disposable breast pads, and then some extra sleep sacks and sheets for his bassinet. On the bottom, we have an extra Snuggle Me covers, as well as some blankets, and then my Solid Wrap, which he doesn't like the Solid Wrap yet, but that's kind of where I keep the carriers as well, and then his extra blankets. So highly recommend making one of those. I've absolutely loved that. Another favorite postpartum thing has been this little postpartum caddy that I keep in my bathroom. I've done this for my previous pregnancies and it's always so helpful. So just took a little bit of time to restock this as well. And while I'm in this space, I wanted to share a little update with you guys. So while my in-laws were here, my husband and my father-in-law actually put these cabinets in, which has been so nice and helpful. We've had so much more storage in here. We have extra bedding in there, some extra baby things for like extra covers and stuff like that, and then all of our towels, which has been so nice to have in there. More laundry things up there, but that has been so nice and helpful. And then with that addition, we also ended up adding in some platforms down here, so I'm not bending down as much. So that has been so nice, but such a fun little update that they were able to do while they were here. A note of sharing some little home updates. We've done a few little projects around the house while Justin has been on paternity leave, so I want to share a couple of those. So we added these little floating bookshelves right here, which I feel like adds such a cozy, like homey element. And our bookcase over there was getting pretty full, and so we moved the mirror over there, and we just wanted to make better use of this space. So we have those floating shelves up there, which I love how those came together, and I think that'll be fun to decorate seasonally too. So we'll see how that goes. This little seat right here is not staying here, but Justin saw it at Home Goods the other day and really liked it. So I think we might put it in Olivia's room, but we'll see. It's just gonna rest here for now. But we have like a green storage bench that we're gonna put over here, which I'm so excited about that. It's just not here yet. Swapped out what we had for our like toy storage here just to make it a little bit more functional. So I love how that turned out, and I went through and decluttered some of the girls' toys and stuff. So that has been super nice, just a little bit more organized. Here's another update. We just added this little coat rack in, and we're waiting for a smaller one to put down here for the girls so they can put their coats on themselves. So I think that'll be really cute and functional, but I think this adds another really homey element to the space too. I did end up putting a little basket down here with socks and gloves in it, just so if the girls need to put socks on, they can just grab them out with their shoes. Up for quiet time, and we're going to try to make another batch of our like no bake energy balls, which those are so yummy anyway, but especially for breastfeeding, those are always good. So Mr. is asleep, so we're going to see how much I can do with one hand, but I'm going to make some of those, and then another batch of the overnight oats. My sister, when she was here, she made a couple batches for me, and they were so good. I've made them again, but I just ran out, so I'm going to make another batch, and those have been really good. Again, full of oats, good in protein and fiber, so those are always nice. But I can't believe I don't have my recipe for the energy balls in my recipe book yet, so we definitely need to update that later. And we're gonna make a double batch this time, so it can last us a bit longer, because I'm not the only one that enjoys them. My whole family likes them, so it's nice to have an abundance of these. of it, which should be great, but that is gonna make a ton, so we need to put that in the fridge. Good morning, friends. We are just having a cozy morning so far. Liliana brought some books in this morning and we've just been all reading together for a little bit. I got to snuggle me out just so the girls can sit next to him a little bit easier. We had some friends come over last night to bring over dinner, which having a meal train this time has been such a game changer. We didn't do meal trains previously, but that's been super helpful. Now, and the sun is coming up, it's so beautiful, but we're about to go to the coffee shop and grab some breakfast, and so that is on the agenda. We have some family coming in later tonight to stay with us, so should be a great day, but I thought it would be a great day to wrap up the vlog and have some chit-chatting that I want to do later, but we'll see what the rest of the day holds. Well, I have my little buddy next to me and he's taking a little nap, but you might hear some little baby noises, but I wanted to share just my positive C-section experience and kind of how things been going postpartum so far. I did a little Q&A over on my Instagram, had a couple like questions come in about like postpartum and the transition, so wanted to include those here as well. A little backstory on my birth so far. So I had an unplanned C-section with my first, a VBAC with my second, and a planned C-section with Mr. Noah. Went into this C-section a little bit nervous. I felt like a little bit of trauma from my first C-section experience. I hoped and prayed that this one would be a lot smoother, a lot more calm and redeeming, and it definitely was. So I wanted to share this if you are planning to have a C-section or if you've just been nervous about births in general. I hope this is encouraging to you, because I was nervous going into my VBAC as well, but that was such a beautiful and redeeming experience as well, compared to my first birth experience. And I had a question come in asking why I decided to have a C-section this time versus going for another VBAC. And long story short, my babies are just larger, and my unplanned C-section, when I went to push, her head was turned and she wasn't coming down the birth canal, and so that's why I ended up having the C-section the first time. During my VBAC, my daughter ended up getting stuck. She had shoulder dystocia, and I ended up having a 4th degree tear, and so this baby was measuring bigger than my second, and just for safety reasons, that's why we decided to have a C-section. And so I'm very, very thankful for that, because my second was 8'12", and he was 9'6", and he was born a week early. So he would have been over 10 pounds if he would have been born at 40 weeks. A little bit on the birth stories. One of my daughter's birthdays, and she wanted baby brother to come on her birthday. And leading up to her birthday, she was hoping that he would come on her birthday, and then on her birthday she kept telling me, "Mommy, I hope baby brother comes." I was like, "That's so sweet, but I hope he comes maybe the day after or another day." And so he ended up coming the day after her birthday. I woke up at like 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep, and ended up just going out to my living room and hanging out. And it wasn't until like 6 or 6:30 that I started having cramps, and then those cramps continued for like an hour and a half or two. So we ended up having our babysitter come over, and she was able to watch the girls, and kind of like crazy amazing timing, my dad and stepmom were coming into town, and so they were able to relieve her that afternoon. And then Justin's parents also ended up coming into town that night. So we ended up having, it just ended up being a perfect time in every scenario for that. And after getting to the hospital, I was only dilated to like a 1. And after hanging out for a couple hours, I made cervical change, and then it's time to have a baby. So they got us scheduled in that afternoon, and yeah, had the C-section that way. So it was a very like calm experience. I was very worried that it would you know, I would go in and I would be very dilated, contractions would be very painful, and then going into the C-section that way. So with my second, things progressed very, very quickly. I had the VBAC, and so I was nervous that that was going to happen this time, but I had contractions all the way up until I got the spinal, but they weren't like excruciating or anything like that. They were definitely bearable, and again, it was just very like calm going into it. I of course had some nerves of this time. In this C-section, I felt so much less, and of course the normal like pulling and tugging I could feel, but other than that, it was amazing. I'm so glad that my doctor was there and like seeing her, I was just so excited and so grateful that she was there. Yeah, all the nurses and doctors, the anesthesiologists were so incredibly kind and comforting to me, even when I was expressing some of my nerves and just getting like anxious. They were so incredibly kind to me and so loving, and so incredibly grateful for that. Quick little nursing break. It was a great redeeming experience, and I'm just so very grateful for that. Postpartum has been going great as well. I feel like I'm not as, with my first, I felt like postpartum, I was very emotional. Like my recovery from the C-section has also been better this time compared to my first C-section. The VBAC recovery was amazing. Obviously the 4th degree tear was uncomfortable, but the C-section recovery has been great as well. And like by day 10, I started feeling like I could really like move around more, but I moved when I could, kind of walking around the house and stuff, and just resting as much as possible too. So that's something that I've really been leaning into this time, is resting and not trying to rush things, because I feel like as I've had more children that I just realize how fast it goes, and I just want to soak this up so much. It's so sweet, and all the contact naps and all the cuddles and just the slow tender time. You just don't get this time back, and it just goes so fast. So I've just been trying to soak it up and take things slow, and not trying to like rush my body, rush recovery, rush anything. So just trying to enjoy the slowness of it all. So it has been so sweet, and my girls have been absolutely amazing with him. During my pregnancy, they would give him like hugs and kisses on my belly all the time, and that's translated into reality when he's been here. They just want to hug him and give him kisses and hold him, and it's truly been so sweet. I try to include them doing everything, and if they want to help with something or if they want to hold him, I try to encourage that and just lean into it, and I feel like that's helped in our previous transition as well. Again, just trying to include them in everything, and that started during my pregnancy, and so I feel like that's helped immensely. And my husband is on paternity leave, so I think that has helped a ton as well. And we've had family come in and visit and help, which that's another one of my biggest tips, is if you have people that are willing to help you, definitely lean on that. Don't feel like you have to do everything, or you have to be this like super mom and do everything yourself, because we all want a village and you have to let people in to do that. And so we ended up doing a meal train this time, which has been such a blessing, and wasn't something we did with our previous two, but we love serving our friends that way and bringing in meals and caring for them. And so we had a friend reach out that asked if we wanted a meal train. We're like, sure, we'll do one this time, and it's been so amazing just having the meals, but also getting to see some of our friends, whether it's for a short time or they hang out and stay for a little while. That's been super sweet, and yeah, couldn't recommend that enough. I had a couple questions regarding what our typical day looks like. We're not on a particular schedule these days. I try to be very go with the flow. Me and Noah usually wake up around like 7 or 7:30. My girls wake up at like 6, sometimes a little bit earlier, so Justin will usually be up with them, and then me and Noah sleep in until like 7 or 7:30, and then we just get the day started. I just nurse when he's ready, and right now I'm not leaving the house a bunch with him, so we just spend a lot of time just hanging out. I try to take that time to read and spend some one-on-one time with my girls. I think that time is very important as well, and yeah, just getting some one-on-one time with them while dad is holding him or he's taking a nap and it's not a contact nap. So I've also been leaning into going to bed earlier, so I normally try to get him down around like 8 or so, or at least I come into our room at 8, and he just has all of his stuff in here. So trying to go to bed at the same time as him, it's like the sleep when your baby sleeps advice, which is so true. And his night sleeps have been great. I think he sleeps like 3 to 4 hour stretches at night so far, which I'll take it. That's been great. So again, I just try to sleep when he sleeps and awake when he's awake, so I don't follow like a strict schedule, just very go with the flow over here. What our typical day looks like, it's just very cozy at home. We try to take things slow. Brief little intermission, but one of the questions was if I have like mommy time, alone time, like what that looks like. At the moment, my alone time is when he's napping while my girls are out with dad doing something, or during their nap and quiet time. He has only taken like a couple practice bottles. Lately, he does not want them. So we are still working on our bottling journey, but so he's exclusively breastfed at the moment, and we're still introducing bottles to him. So yeah, that's just the season that we're in right now, and that's totally fine. We are just together all the time. The me time right now is just kind of hanging out and reading while he's napping on me, or just enjoying that downtime. And then when he goes to bed, I'll usually read for a little while and just have some quiet time before he goes to bed. So that is kind of what that looks like right now. I know that's ever changing as they get bigger and stuff, but that's what that looks like at the moment. When I'm on social media, it's like 1:30 around that time, and that's usually when my girls have their nap and quiet time. So that's my like social media time that I usually have dedicated to that. Have still tried to have some one-on-one time with my girls, craft with them or cook with them, whatever it might be. And having the baby carrier has been so nice. With our first, we didn't use the baby carrier all the time. My second did not like the baby carrier until she was quite a bit older, and then like it was very sporadic when she would like it. He likes the baby carrier for the most part, and so that's been really nice to have my hands sometimes in the carrier and taking a nap that way, so I can, you know, cook with the girls or hang out with them or do some other stuff around the house. So that's been super helpful. But if my labor and delivery was different than the other two, so like I said, this is my second C-section and I had a VBAC, so I feel like the biggest difference was just overall the experience. It was very like calm, and with my second, when I got to the hospital, I was dilated at like a 7, and she was born 2 hours later. So things escalated very quickly. And this time this experience was the most calming, I think. And so yeah, very, very, very grateful for that. The thing I want to mention is kind of regarding some of those questions, help. Definitely take advantage of, like, if your husband's holding the baby or the baby is napping, and you can hop in the shower, definitely do that. Or getting ready a little bit. Getting ready and putting on a cute outfit definitely makes me feel so much better. And if you follow me on social medias, you already know I love dressing in a cute outfit and putting myself together even a little bit, even if it's just the outfit. I'm not doing my hair, I'm not putting on makeup. At least the outfit makes me feel put together, and then the bonus is doing my hair or makeup. But it's usually outfit, makeup, and my hair comes last, just because I don't always want to take the time to do my hair. It just is what it is. I have naturally like wavy hair, and it might not look the most like put together all the time, but I don't mind that. I have family or friends that are willing to help. Definitely take advantage of it, whether that's meals, or if they want to help around the house, or just want to hold the baby for a little bit while you hop in the shower, or just have a couple minutes to yourself. I think that is so important, and don't feel like you have to do everything alone, because we're not meant to do life alone. If you guys enjoyed this video, if there's anything particular that you want to see, let me know down in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. I hope you guys are having a beautiful start to your year, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.